Hello minions, Munchmo back with more Kerbal Space Program, and today I want to do something a little bit different. Last few episodes I was talking about my process for doing stuff and yada yada yada, and I decided I'm going to take you through the actual process that I use so you guys know what I go through on a semi-regular basis. So as you can see, we have unlocked a whole bunch of new stuff and all that kind of stuff, and I want to play with, I don't know, one of these two new pods, either the command pod or the Mark 1 lander can. Let me take a look at the stuff here. This one can hold minimum 1, has an SAS, more torque than this thing, but this thing is lightweight, so we're going to start with this because I want to build another lander here. My process is actually really simple and straightforward. I just throw a bunch of crap together here. Let me what do we got? Want some control. I want to use this new big ol' SAS thing. That thing's huge. We're going to take one of these. No, not that adapter. We got a little adapter. Here we go. Rocco Max. We're going to flip this thing over, pop it on there, throw that on there, put on a tank there. So I basically go through and I build a ship in my survival, my career mode, whatever you want to call it. What we got here? This is monopropellant, more monopropellant. This is a tiny fuel tank. So let's see here. We've got this is a really big lander. I don't know what I'm thinking, but it don't matter. This is my process, and I'm going to show you how I do things here. So this is the same size as this, right? So let's pull out a couple more tanks. Let's see. We want a poodle. Sorry, I was talking without my mic being on. It was muted. Okay, so that was too small because these things were the wrong size. Ejection force 250, 450, 260. This will do just nicely. Throw that. Actually, no, I don't like that. I want something smaller. So crash tolerance 8 meters a second, 8 meters a second. Max temperature. The only thing different between these is the max force. We'll go with the small one here, like that. We'll throw 400 on there. How's that look? That looks pretty good. Get rid of this thing. Throw down these liquid fuel things here. That's not going to work. So let's get rid of this, and let's go with the 800. Why not, right? So this is basically how I do my rockets. I just kind of come up with a design idea, throw them together. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then we can take this, we can go for symmetry, down like that, and then you can put on some science here, some science juniors. Oh, I hate getting science juniors on top of these things. It's really difficult to make happen. There we go, perfect. And we need lander legs, which is utility. These things are still my best bet. I'm going to go off an angle like that and like that. Are those... They are level with each other. Okay, good. So this is my lander so far. I'm going to need more crap on here though. Like I need solar. That. I'm going to need a parachute like that. I'm going to need to take this thing off. Actually, I'm going to need to put this thing back on. Take that off. Put in Rocco Max decoupler like that. Okay. So this is my process. I put the stuff together. Pretty simple, straightforward. You guys know how it goes. I need more science. Just throw those on there, right? Good. And next up comes the hard part. Getting this is my lander. This is an enormous lander too, I tell you what. The next part is getting this thing into the atmosphere. We got a 1632. So we'll throw a couple of these things on, raise this thing up, throw down a skipper here, and then, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of throwing stuff together. So we're going to build ourselves, nope, we don't do this one symmetry, like that. Throw down some more 32s, like that. Another skipper like this. That looks pretty good so far, right? And then we're just going to keep doing this a little bit here. Actually, let's go ahead and take this entire thing and turn this into a sub-assembly just to make it faster and easier for me. Boop. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, whatever. We'll do that again. It's pretty easy. Wrong thing, though. So we throw this thing down here like this. Throw our Rocco 32 on there like that. Angle is off a little bit. So this is just the design process I'm going through here. You got to keep that in mind. Okay, now we can create our sub-assembly. You actually have to drag the assembly here. Name it. This is Rocco 32 plus skipper save. Okay, so now we can take this and then we can put it on. Can we do 6 times or will that be too close to each other? No, that works. Cool. And then we can drop another one on here like this. How about that? Uh-huh. That looks pretty good. Are those at a good angle? I think they might be at a good angle. Ooh, no, that's not good. That's the proper angle there. I'm kind of playing with asparagus staging here now. And then what do I want? I want the SRBs. We can do the same thing here. Like one there. One there. How about them apples? Now we'll get some fuel lines in here. So we need a fuel line from here to here. Fuel line from here to here. This is kind of asparagus staging. And now we need our structural. To keep these things from flying apart, we're going to go structural from here to there. And from here to there. From here to there. See how I'm doing this? This is kind of how you do it here. And then from here... I think I'm going to need more structural than this too. So we'll go like that. And how about if we go from here to there, here to here. Probably is going to be a little wonky, but you know, if it holds together, that's what really matters. So now I've got to check my staging. So we've got all of our SRBs need to launch together. Bam. And then we need to decouple all the SRBs together. And then we need all of our rockets to go at the same time, right? This center stage here and there. And then we need to get our staging right. So we need all of our rockets going. And then we need, this is 6. We need to add a stage here, which will let go of the... Oh, crap, which one is which? This is inner, so this is the outer. Click and drag there. Okay, so the outer drop and then the inner drop. Is that right? 6 and 6, and then we have these 4. Oh crap. Okay, so this separates, and when this separates, we need to get these 4 going, and then when these 4 go, we need to put that one up, and then we need another stage here for that maybe. Okay, I think that's good. So we're going to name this Large Lander. Large Derp Lander 1. Large Manned Derp Lander 1. See? Save it. Bam. Okay. So we've got our craft put together. So now what I do is I take this craft and I open it up in my sandbox world. So I'll see you there. So here I am in my sandbox world. I come in here, I load up the craft, which is Large Man Derplander 1. And holy crap, this thing is enormous. I don't think it's going to work properly at first, which is why I do this. I'm going to have joint problems. I'm going to have explosion problems probably. I don't know. We'll see. And I just go in here. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Whatever. We can go here. Large Man Derplander 1. We'll load it up. It's running with Jebediah. Hey, Jebediah, how you doing? And I just launch. See how it does. Compare different things and that kind of stuff. Who knows? It's probably not going to work. It never works the first time. If it works, I will be very happy. So we hit T, and then we just take off. And holy crap. See? That's what I'm talking about. It don't work. Not enough power. So we'll revert this. See, this is what I'm talking about. So we're going to revert to assembly. And what am I doing wrong? These SRBs are probably... I might as well just completely drop the SRBs, right? So we can just boop and... boop. Bye-bye SRBs. And let's just do it with this and see how this goes, right? So I'll hit save and try launching without the SRBs because they didn't get me up. So maybe these rocket engines will get me up. Who knows? If they do, then awesome. If they don't, then we have to try again. But I now have an idea of which parts I'm playing with. So we'll throttle up, hit the T, and power. Holy crap, look at that. It's moving way too fast. We lost a little speed there. Hell, this thing might actually work. Question is, how far does it get before the tanks are empty? This is what we would normally call asparagus staging, I think, with the fuel lines and everything. In real life, this would never work because of the flat surface. But in Kerbal Space Program, it'll work. Still going a little too fast there. Yeah, I think this might actually be okay. I kind of like asparagus staging, maybe. I don't know. Still going too fast. Don't want to go too fast inside the atmosphere, because then we're fighting drag. Okay, we're about to drop our first set of engines and tanks. And that goes, and then we continue lifting. See? Check that out. That's pretty cool. I kind of like asparagus staging. I might start using this after all. I've never done this before. We are still going decent speed. We lost a little bit of speed there. There are probably easier, better ways I can do this, but this is just a test. This is only a test. This has been a test of your emergency broadcast station. And now we do our gravity turn. And usually my tests, when I'm testing new craft ideas like this, I will only, and I mean completely only solely, get them into orbit. That's about all I'll ever do with them. Because if they get into orbit and if I feel like they have enough fuel to get where I want them to go, like this one obviously I want to get to a planet or a moon or something like that. Let's hit the gear button. Didn't pay attention to my landing gear if it's good enough. Should be. Hopefully. Holy crap, we're going fast. Let's slow that down a little bit. Yeah, let's look at our orbit. So, this is the way I do it. That design, this one actually turned out a lot better than before because I was paying attention to things. But I've had things just explode on the runway or the takeoff and parts fly apart because I didn't put enough struts and that sort of stuff. But I've learned that you have to have lots and lots of struts. So, this, it looks promising, doesn't it? But the problem is, it may not be promising because I'm going to lose all 6 of these outside engines and be running on a single engine. And I haven't made it into orbit yet. And I only have 2 tanks left once that happens. I'll be losing a lot of weight, but this might not work. I could speed up. Actually, let's go ahead and speed all the way up and see how that works. Okay, 45, 50, 55, 60. 65. Okay, hold on. We just lost our outer tanks, so we'll throttle up a little bit, drop that, throttle up all the way. So we've got just our last little tank here. 70. So, I mean, it seemed promising at first, didn't it? But now we're on our last little set of tanks, and we haven't even made it into orbit yet. And we have so little power. And there we go. So here we are. We have got out of the atmosphere. We have almost 2 full tanks of fuel here. And then we have this tank, and then we have these tanks. Willie, I don't know if we're going to make it. I don't even know if I'm going to get into orbit. I hope I can get into orbit with this, but this is my testing process. This is what you guys don't necessarily see. Okay, here we go. We're on the line. Let's rotate a little bit. This is very sluggish because of how big this craft is. And let's head on over here, how close we are to that. And then we burn. And we try to circularize our orbits. And it isn't working so well. Because we're so heavy with fuel. I also let time pass too fast. And see, this is what I'm talking about. This ain't working. I have too much weight here. Okay, let's do this. And yep. So we've passed our apoapsis. We're still trying to circularize, and it ain't working so well. So we're probably couldn't have done it even had I been this way. Okay, so you see that doesn't work. It's not getting me into orbit the way I would like it to. So I revert back to VAB. And then what do I do? I know what to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to add some more fuel. Why not, right? Let's throw another 32 on top of this thing. So let's go boop. 6 times. There we go. And let's add more fuel here as well. And hey, let's add even more fuel, right? Why not? Why not? Now let's add some structure. And I don't even know if this is going to work or not. Is this going to work? I have no clue. Let's try it. So let's save that. Wrong button. Still gets me where I want to go, though. So now we have all this extra fuel, but it's adding a lot of weight. So I don't know if I'm going to have the force to do this. It might blow up as it's coming together on the pad. I don't know. Maybe I didn't add enough struts. That's possible. Okay, here we go. We're on the pad. Oh, that looks very wobbly. That could be a problem, but let's see what happens here. I kind of did that wrong, but hey, look, we're taking off now. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Maybe this will work, because, you know, adding more fuel tanks, we still got thrust to get out of the atmosphere, hopefully. These skippers are pretty good engines. Wow. These things are pretty powerful. Holy crap. Oh, wow. Did something just go wrong there? Because the sound completely changed. I hope it didn't break, because that would be very, very bad. I don't know. But, so this is my process until I find something that at least gets me into orbit, and then I hope I can make it to a moon from there. Sometimes I'll go outside the orbit, depending on how much fuel there is, just to see if I can make it to the planet as I play with the craft. There we go. Throttle down a little bit so it doesn't get too burny of the fuel. So this thing isn't getting nearly as high as it did before I dropped the first stage, but I have a lot more fuel. So, I mean, there's a toss-up. I don't know. I like to have at least one stage get me into about 10K, then I do my gravity turn, then I have another stage that I drop around the time when I'm finishing orbiting. That's what I would like, but that never works out that way, does it? Never quite works out the way I want it to. Okay, so we're about 10K, so it's time for our gravity turn. Here we go. have a lot of upward momentum here because we have a lot of mass. Let's take a look at our apoapsis here, 15K. And we just lost our outer engines. Let's drop them. Let's throttle up the rest of the way. See how this does. So that change, I don't think that change helped. If anything, that made things worse. Might be wondering, how is that possible? Well, this is how that's possible. Oh boy. I don't know. It might work out okay, though. We have a lot more fuel at this point, but we're still going pretty darn slow. This apoapsis is not raising as fast as I would like. But we'll see. We have a lot of thrust and force behind our movement, though, so that's a good sign. Just to prove that we're in creative mode, or sandbox mode, you have a growing suspicion that you're not actually learning anything. Just showing you that. Okay, so maybe this will get us somewhere. 50K, 60K. Do we have enough? Oh yeah, we have enough fuel in these tanks to get us. So this may actually be the way to go. 70K and 80K, right? 80K. Good. Okay. So this actually might work because we have a ton of fuel left here. Look at all that fuel, and we have all these engines, so we're gonna have a lot of power trying to push us into orbit here. Kind of would have been helpful to have some RCS on this thing, though. And again, that's something that I would put in after the fact. Once I get the general design figured out, I would throw some RCS fuel on here, some other stuff. Hell, half the time I don't even bother putting science on it at first, and I do that after I've done my test flights. Okay, we're rolling over. Okay, let's toggle off the SAS so we're not fighting it so much. Get us to about where I want to be as we roll, and put it back on. Okay, I gotta burn a little bit to fix this here because it's not quite doing what I want it to do here. It's a little, this craft is a little heavy. Okay, it's a lot heavy actually. Okay, turn that off. Now stay put where you are. And now we are within 30 seconds of that, so we'll just burn all out. So this craft, this design seems to work better. This should get us into a pretty nice stable orbit too. I hope. Yeah, this is actually working okay. But how is our fuel? Our fuel, once we drop those outer tanks, we're not going to be doing so hot. Because we're only going to have one engine as opposed to 7 engines pushing us forward and whatnot. So hopefully we can circularize our orbit before we drop that. Because then if we don't, we're going to have a bad time. Come on, you can do it. Just a little bit more. Holy crap. We actually might have done it. It's not quite as good as I would like, but let's speed up time, get a little closer, burn off the rest of our fuel, finishing the circularization. Rotate this slow behemoth of a craft. It'll take us quite a while to rotate onto where I want to be. Almost there. To be on that line. Right about there. And then we can burn just a little bit to make this one go up without making this one change too much. Oops, changing too much. Let's speed up time a little bit, get a little closer. Good, good, good. Let's turn that on a bit. Use the thrust of it to help adjust our angle. Okay, so far so good. This number's going up. Once it gets out past 80. Let's see, there we go. So how about that? And look at this. We still have just a tiny amount of fuel behind these sticks. So there you go. That's my process. Now that I'm in orbit, I feel comfortable that I can get to wherever I want to go. And so at this point, I would just kind of have my maneuver. Let's just say the Mun. Why not? Since it's here, we'll set that as our target. See if we can get there. All right, simple. Hey, look at that. We got a 1 point something periapsis right there. 1.1. 800. 700. 300. 189. 30. Look at that. How amazing is that? It's going to be a 23-second burn, which is going to change once we get there. Is time... Am I moving? Yes, very, very sluggishly. Very, very sluggishly, because we have all this back weight, and this is the only thing we got that has much torque. This has a tiny, tiny amount. Should probably add more of these reaction wheels up in here on these things, too. But I'm not too worried about it. So we have a 23-second burn that's coming up really, really fast. We're not even on target yet. So we gotta get on target and adjust. This fuel is definitely going to wear out before then. So we're going to burn in about 30 seconds because we're going to need that time to adjust for any changes in mass and thrust we have. Actually, we're going to start burning now because once these tanks go, our thrust is going to drop dramatically. But our mass isn't going to adjust enough to fix that. So yeah, there you go. Look at that. Our burn twice as long as the original burn was supposed to be because we lost so many engines. It's a good thing we started when we did, because if we didn't, we would have been in big trouble. Now we have a lot of fuel here. This is this engine that if I remember correctly, this engine is a poodle. It would be nice if we could like see the engine and get the information on the engine after putting the craft together. I don't know what it's like. But yes, this is the process I go through. And at this point, I'm going to see if I get enough fuel. I'm pretty confident this craft is actually a exceptionally wonderful craft that I put together here. And this is as far as I'm going to take you. So what's going to happen is next episode, I'm going to go back with this craft into my career mode, add a little bit more science to it, because obviously I don't even have an antenna. I don't have the temperature gauge. I don't have any RCS on it. I could add some more reaction wheels for more timing, maybe some more solar panels here or there, maybe batteries. I don't know. A bunch of different stuff I can add to it, small things. And then we'll see about getting here, you know? And, ooh, let's do this, and let's get rid of the maneuver. Let's just watch this number here. Holy crap. We are literally going to land on the moon from a single maneuver here. Mun. Mun. Land on the Mun. Single maneuver. How about that? That's pretty good, huh? So yeah, here we go. We'll get into here. Add a maneuver there. It's 5 hours. So we can speed up time. Get us out there. I even have too much fuel on this thing. Holy crap, this thing could actually get us somewhere else entirely. Maybe to another planet. Would that be great? Would you like to see me go to another planet? Slow it down. We're about to hit that mark. So rotate us to meet our... Actually, this isn't going to work very well because this is going to change as soon as we get into our location. So let's just see how close we are to this. Okay, so let's speed up time just a tad here. 2, 1, da 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 da. Any second now. 4, 3, 2. Okay, and here comes the encounter. Okay, good. So now our retrograde is completely changed. Yeah, I have way too much fuel in this craft now. Way too much fuel. Because there's no way I'm going to need to burn off all the fuel in both of these tanks before landing. I mean, So I don't know if that's enough to get us to another planet, though. So tell me, with this craft design, maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should stop aiming for the Mun and Minmus. I don't know. We're going really slow compared to the moon. Let's see if we go surface. Okay, so we're gonna hit that there. That's just gonna swing us around. So let's just burn retrograde now and see what this thing does. Should circularize pretty quick, even though we're gonna hit the damn thing. Right? And we should be falling straight onto the surface now. Look at that, we're doing some crazy stuff. Okay. So look at that. Here we go. We're just going to be falling straight down towards the Mun. So let's speed up time a bit. Zoom 1,000 times, falling onto the Mun. And look at how much fuel we have left. Isn't that amazing? Okay, there we go. Here we go. Let's try now changing it from orbit to surface. Going kind of fast, so let's slow her down a bit. This is an amazingly... And of course, oh, here's the other thing. These engines here, these four little guys, these things are so tiny, they may not even be powerful enough to keep this thing afloat. I don't even know. So let's get closer now. Whoa, we're getting close. Where are we here? We're still high over, but we are going fast again, so we need to slow down a bit. Okay. So yeah, I want to see what happens with these little engines when trying to land here. Okay, that's good. Let's get closer. Closer, 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 closer. Whoa, slow it down. I felt that. We're getting close to 400 again. There we go. We're still 110 kilometers out. Get down to about 100. Okay, good. Let's get closer again. Okay, we're back to about 400 meters a second. And then we're going to lose this fuel in a second here. And that's where it gets tricky. So maybe this is just the right amount of fuel. There it goes. Okay, so we go... Discharge that. Start these guys. Okay, there we go. Are these powerful enough to... Oh, these things are so weak. These things are so weak. I could turn this one on, but that one is the one that I'm relying on to get me home. So let's get us... These things are pretty efficient, though. There's no atmosphere. So that's kind of a good thing. So they're not going to go through fuel too fast, I hope. Okay, we're down under 100. Let's get it down to about... Yeah, that's good. Speed up a bit. Let's get down to... There. Let's throw it down to about 100 again. I hope this thing is good enough. I don't know. This might be too much. We'll see. We're still pretty far out, though. We still got 12 kilometers until we're at the surface, so... But when I'm really jonesing for KSP, this is what I do. I put together some rocket designs in, whoa, wrong way, in sandbox mode. Uh-oh, I might have let it go too far. Uh-oh, slow it down. Slow it down. Activate engine. Ah, crap, 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 crap. See? 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 And oh, that's what sandbox mode is for. Had I been paying more attention, that actually would have worked out okay, possibly. I could have landed with that, had enough fuel to get home. So, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in career mode next time. Completely. And we'll play with this craft. We'll actually put this thing really to work. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.